Champ is back.
Eighth round. Act crazy and run into some shit.
Might boo, I don't know.
That's exciting. How do you deal with like your brother's hate?
I come from can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, I come from a talking family, so I think it's funny. I just talk back with him. Like, it's just, I be off.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family. Like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They gonna celebrate with me. Yeah,
don't bring them.
What can happen? I know what can happen with hard work. But if I ever feel like giving up, my motivation would be my son, my family, the ones who behind me 100%.
Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Tank Davis 2. The rivalry intensifies. In what's shaping up to be one of the most emotionally charged rematches in recent boxing history, Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis are set to meet again on June 21st in Las Vegas. Their first fight sparked more than just...
Because, they can't do what we do. They can't do what he do. If they did, they'd be doing it. They just on their phone, at home, sitting on their ass.
That is so true. So you box too?
Yes.
Controversy. It ignited a rivalry that has grown beyond the ring. Family ties, disrespect, and motivation. Tensions boiled over during the initial press conferences. When Tank Davis mocked Roach's father, calling him nervous and shaky on the embassy, it struck a nerve, not just with Lamont but with his entire family. Roach's brother stormed the stage in defense of their name, showing...
I know, son, his father was up here shaking on the, what's the name? He was shaking on the
Pops,
on my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking.
Don't say, bro.
That's cap. What I'm about to say?
How you gonna say it's cap? And
it gotta
how
be.
you gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Just how tight-knit and prideful their background is. We come from a talking family, Roach's brother said. We don't swallow disrespect. We confront it head-on. Roach himself echoed that sentiment. If I ever feel like giving up.
So, speaking of Big Bro, man, he's got a big fight coming up March 1st, man. Barclays Center, Brooklyn. I will be in the house against Tank Davis, man. How excited are you for that fight?
I'm excited to, be brothers with the new face of boxing. So I'm very excited.
So obviously you see little Big Bro coming out with the upset. A lot of people are going to pick Tank going into that fight, but how do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. There's no doubt. Not because that's my brother, but because I've seen him in the gym.
My motivation will be my son, my family, the ones who back me 100%. The first fight, tactical, gritty, and controversial. Lamont Roach surprised everyone by pushing Tank to the limit. Despite coming in as a massive underdog, Roach's strategy of sharp counters, well-timed jabs, and relentless body shots frustrated Davis and slowed his usual rhythm. Many believe Roach did enough to win. The key moment, a ninth-round knockdown that was never officially scored. Had it been counted, the draw could have turned into a victory for Roach. Even Davis's team admitted afterward that Roach exposed gaps in Tank's preparation. We didn't overlook him, one coach said, but we weren't as sharp as we should have been.
Complete fighter like me. For them, especially the ones who don't know about boxing, you can suck it. I really don't care. In all honesty, even though I'm going to try to knock his head off from 1 to 12, I think it's going to go the distance. But if I hit him clean, we're going to see if he can take it.
That won't happen again. Confidence born from experience. Unlike many who face Davis, Roach isn't coming in wide-eyed. He's already stood in the fire and didn't burn. The first fight gave him the confidence and data to refine his approach. I'm not just...
I feel like you got a certain confidence about this fight that I've interviewed a few different Tank opponents. And everybody gonna say like, yeah, everybody say this and that's what you're supposed to say, right? Like I'm going into a fight. I don't think people thinking they're gonna lose, but it just feels like you have a different confidence than most other people. Where do you feel like that comes from?
That's just how I'm wired, bro. I ain't never backed down from nothing. I damn sure ain't never wanted to come second to anything. So, why would it change here?
Hoping this time, Roach said. I'm prepared. I've seen him. I know what he does under pressure. This isn't blind belief. It's rooted in thousands of hours in the gym, sparring history.
You push. What made you really stand out as a boxer?
My hard work, determination to be the best.
Is there one boxer that you think inspires you the most with your play style?
I take bits and pieces from all boxers, even some of my opponents and stuff like that.
Anyone specifically?
No, not necessarily.
What keeps you motivated to keep pushing hard still?
It's definitely hard for me to give up because I know what's at stake. I know what can happen. I know what can happen with hard work. But if I ever feel like giving up, my motivation would be my son, my family, the ones who behind me.
And a first-hand understanding of Davis's timing and triggers. Davis reloaded. Gervonta Davis remains the favorite for a reason. When he turns up the pressure, he can dismantle anyone, and in the later rounds of their first bout, he did begin to land more clean, powerful shots. But this time, Tank is treating Roach with the gravity of a true rival. There's no room for underestimating him. Davis has reportedly doubled down on discipline, refining his camp to ensure no repeat of past mistakes. Parallels to Tyson Holyfield. The Davis-Roach saga now draws comparisons to Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Both featured a feared knockout artist facing an underdog who...
Lamont Roach, throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times, the actual fight itself wasn't that crazy. The crazy thing is what you've never seen before, the knee. But as far as a boxing match, it was, if you look at the copy box, they didn't throw a lot of punches. It wasn't like, it wasn't really a great fight. But as far as the fight itself, the second one can't, because I think Tank is coming for blood. He's not going to pull his punches at all. I don't think he really did the first time, but I'm not sure how well he prepared or how mentally focused he was. I think you're going to get the very best Tank in a rematch, and you may just get an even better Lamont Roach, since Lamont Roach don't have to speculate if he's good enough. He fought Tank. He has more confidence now than he did before, and he felt that he was robbed. So he's going to be on one. I think the rematch is going to be far more exciting.
Refused to be intimidated. Holyfield didn't just survive Tyson, he exposed him. Roach is looking to do the same to Davis. He never truly hurt me, Roach said after the first fight. He hit clean.
Better. But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. On Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like these guys fought each other when they were kids, and then Lamont Roach comes into the ring, and listen, regardless, like Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing though, Tank is actually super skilled. Like, he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate, but he does have skill. And what he does is he reels in his fighters and he ends up landing big shots on them that end up knocking his opponent out. I think Tank didn't look like Tank.
But I weathered it. And I came back smarter. Expert takes. Respect is growing. Ryan Garcia called the rematch dangerous for Davis, praising Roach as a hell of a fighter. Shakur Stevenson highlighted Roach's timing and composure, saying, he doesn't just fight, he thinks. Even Joe Rogan weighed in, calling Roach's ability to adapt under pressure rare. He noted how Roach kept his technique sharp when most crumble, and that's what makes him a real
Do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight, what do you see?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Threat. What's at stake? For Roach, this rematch is more than revenge, it's about legacy. A win would elevate him from underdog to elite and open doors to bigger fights, bigger paydays, and bigger respect. For Davis, this is a must-win to reassert dominance and silence the critics who questioned his discipline and focus after their first fight. Get ready for a war. Roach's team says they aren't changing much, just putting the icing on the cake. Davis's team is taking a similar approach, but with
match play out if they do fight again. Sometimes not a loss, but something like this, a blemish, might get you back.
It can. It's all up to Tank. It's all about what, how he feels internally. I think You know, for him, it's a lot to do up here too. You know, like all of us. But I think that's what you're gonna get from Roach. That's what you're gonna get at Roach every time. I think it's up to Tank to see, you know, what type of how far he could go up. Yeah.
How old is your oldest child?
Fight and urgency. Everyone agrees on one thing: both fighters will raise their game. Put your seat belts on, Roach's father said. This time, it's going to be a classic. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel.